Yo, what is up, guys? It is CRPHD back with another video, and today I want to talk to you guys about my essential applications that I use to make these videos for the tube. Let's hop into it. Now, as long as I've had my YouTube channel, it's been ran on a iPad Pro. Specifically back then, it was the iPad Pro 9.7. And because of that, almost if not all of the apps that I will be showing today are strictly going to be only on iOS, so Android users, I'm sorry. Now, the first application that I want to start off with is my editing application, and that is Lumafusion. Lumafusion is the most powerful editing software that you can get on iOS and iPadOS devices. Now, while it might not be the most easiest editing software to jump right into, it most definitely is the most feature-packed and as well as the best performing editing software when it comes to mobile devices, that is. Now, if you're looking just to dip your toes in the water, I would recommend trying our iMovie or Video Leap, just to get you familiar with the basics, and then whenever you want to step your game up, then try Lumafusion. Now, moving on to my next application, it is going to be an app called Mojo. Mojo is an application that I use kind of right beside Lumafusion. Its only purpose is for making those pop-up animations and title transitions and all that stuff that you see whenever I'm making my YouTube videos. I'll have some examples on screen so you guys can see what I'm talking about, but that's kind of Mojo's only purpose, and yeah, I don't really use it for anything else. My next application that I want to touch on is Free. I hope I said that right. Free is an audio editing software. Now, for a lot of my fellow video content creators out there, you know how annoying it is when you got an AC vent blowing in the background. I don't know why I pointed at a pillow, or that Xbox in the back with that fan spinning. It's annoying. Free basically takes away all that background noise, cleans it up, and makes your audio sound crystal clear for just $15. I've tried a lot of the other alternate software such as Audacity, of course, on a PC or computer, and a lot of the other free options on the App Store, but they just never quite worked as well as Free does. It's really simple and easy to use, and honestly, I mean, I love it. Just to give you guys a better demonstration, let's just basically pretend there's a whole bunch of cars in my room and I'm like in the middle of a highway. Okay, this is a little bit overkill, but you guys get the point. But basically, what Free does is it takes all that background noise and makes it go away. Yeah, that was a bit of an exaggeration, but you guys get the point now, I hope. Now, my next application that I wanted to talk about was Photoshop Mix. Photoshop Mix isn't exactly Photoshop. I mean, it is, but it isn't like the full-fledged version that you would find on a computer or a PC or anything like that. Photoshop Mix was one of those first softwares that really brought me into learning how to create and make my own thumbnails. While they weren't good, it sure did teach me a lot. But I've used it alongside another app that I wanted to talk about, which is Over. Over is basically another photo editing Photoshop-like application, but the reason why I specifically like Over and I use it alongside Photoshop is because it has a little bit more settings that, you know, are unique that Photoshop doesn't have, or Photoshop Mix, excuse me. For example, it has a lot more fonts, you can add shadows to text, and you can just do a lot more things to make whatever post or image stand out that you couldn't necessarily do in Photoshop. I kind of start off in Photoshop, get the basis of whatever I want my image to be, and then transfer that into Over and then kind of spice it up from there. And yeah. Now, one of my last applications that I wanted to talk about was Adobe Lightroom, and I kind of feel like I saved the best for last in a way, because within our day and age, 99% of our pictures are going to be taken on our mobile devices, and this is an application that I know that is widely available that can step up your photo game to the next level. So let's just take a quick look at that photo that I showed you guys earlier. This is that same exact photo that had not yet been ran through Lightroom. It's all right. It's kind of pale-ish, you know, not very much color, contrast, vibrance, you know, it looks plain. But let's take a look at once we run it through Lightroom. Then that's whenever it really starts to come together. It looks, first off, it looks much more realistic, like my hoodie is actually floating. You know, it's much more contrasty, it's more vibrant, and like I said, just more realistic overall, and it'll actually stand out if you post it somewhere. I wish that I really could have learned out about Lightroom sooner, because it has changed all of my photos for the better. And honestly, it's free and it makes your photos look amazing. So I don't know why you wouldn't go ahead and download it. Now, those are all my essential applications that I use to create these videos. as well as my thumbnails. You guys get the point though. Thank you guys for watching as always. Stay tuned because the next video is right around the corner. Peace.